Hey guys, good morning. Hope you're well. So I want to talk about retail businesses today and some experience I've had and what I've seen over the years. And retail businesses are definitely on the higher of difficulty scale to execute as a business. And there's many different reasons for that. I mean, two of the main ones I would say is you have a physical location that you're paying some decent rent for, and then the amount of employees that you need to run that facility, and usually the high turnover rate that you have there. And so it's the type of business, like any other business, you obviously you have to enjoy, but retail business could turn into what I call a lifestyle business. Meaning that you're gonna be there at hours that are weekends, evenings. I mean, hours that other businesses would have and require more from you, and could lead to you could perceive as a higher sacrifice on your end in your kind of quality of life, personal life. You're trying to have some sort of balance. I mean, the retail business is definitely really hard to do. Obviously, the classic one being the restaurant industry. That's very much, I always say, a lifestyle business. I mean, you have to love food, and even then, I think it's still difficult and it's hard daily and activities and a turnover rate that you have with the employees, and also finding people. And labor is getting harder and harder to find, especially for retail. Me being in the construction industry, that's also a big reason why we focused on modular. It's hard to find labor that can come and on our end come and build at the site. In the restaurant business, it's hard to find labor to come and work, and the turnover rate can be high, and also the competition. I'll talk about that as well. Adds to the mix of all that, and the economical cycles and things that are happening around. So, and all the while you have rent and restaurant or any sort of kind of decent retail where you need a good location. You're going to pay a decent amount of rent that you have to pay every month in, month out. And a lot of retail businesses have months that are taking losses, years that are taking losses. Some retail businesses have never turned a profit. I remember, my experience in retail is back in 2008 when the real estate market had gone through a major correction, and was trying to find ways to diversify, and was also interested in investing in different things. I invested in a fitness franchise called Snap Fitness, and had focused in Indiana, where there were small towns, and I can go into details into why the model and why we focused on that. But I remember when I was just starting investing in the business, and I was meeting with other larger operators that say had 10 to 12 locations. Not all 10 to 12 locations were profitable, and some had never been profitable since they started. And so they had, I'd say out of 10 or 12, they had 3 or 4 that might be breaking even, the other 3 or 4 that are just kind of above break even, and the others were the ones that are really making the money for the whole group. And to me, that was always shocking, as again being my first experience in that business, that you would operate a business at a loss or even at break even. And a lot of the big brands, Starbucks and a lot of big name brands, they have locations. Sometimes they have a location somewhere just so they can be there, but that location has either never turned a profit or might never will. But it's part of their game plan to have their flag, having their name there, is more important than turning a profit. And that's always shocked me about retail, but I think it's definitely part of the industry. And so you have to be cognizant of all that. And then the competition, a lot of the fitness gym, for example, while I was focusing, the reason I was in Indiana, besides having an operating partner that was based there and had experience in the fitness business, we were focusing on small towns that never had or didn't have a fitness gym. And so we had success because there was not competition, but had another gym come in, even though they might not be doing as good of a job as we were doing. They might take away enough members, enough club members, that it might make the difference between that club being profitable to breaking even. And because again, your basis, your overhead every month stays the same. And in that business, if top of my head, if I remember on that location, I think our break even was about 180 memberships. Anything above that was break even. So the first 180 members, that's just to pay your monthly operating expenses, right? You have to cover that, get to that before you can even start to even think about turning a profit. Well, you could have another gym that comes into town that again could not be the same environment, not even doing a decent job, but let's say you're at 220 members, so you're 40 members over break even, but let's say they take 30 members from you just because they're another gym in the area. Maybe their location is a little closer to 30 of those members, and I'm being conservative with the amount of members. It could be more than that, and right away your location could be break even, because that market is still a small town, right? It's limited. All markets have a limitation to how many customers they have, and it's just like the restaurant, grocery stores. Even grocery stores cannibalize on each other a bit. I've heard stories. I not in the company. I don't know the full details, but like Publix grocery stores in Florida. If you're from there, if you spend down there and you see a Publix, you feel like you see a Publix every mile. Well, some of those they're kind of cannibalizing themselves, and they're willing to break even or take a loss or not make much money on that other location just so they won't let somebody else come in and take that market share. So, make sure you do the research on retail. And again, this is the point of this channel, and it's to get you guys to think about. You have to spend time here and spend time with me to think through really the industry you're looking to get into, and understand the nuances there, and understand the potential pitfalls. Doesn't mean you don't do it. And again, it's not a video about discouraging you to not open that restaurant. If you're passionate about food and you've got a really great concept, I say do it. And there's ways I can work with you on how to do that, right? On figuring out, start with a small location, right? So you really limit your overhead. Could even start with a food truck. There's ways to start to test your concept before you go to like a full-blown restaurant and to multiple restaurants. So this is not a video about discouraging you to get into, and I'm using restaurants as a retail example just because that's the one that we think about right away, but there's other examples. But there's a thinking pattern to think through. A lot of, again, using restaurants and even the gym business. I saw a gym not do well because obviously location was wrong, right? Location is, especially in retail, is crucial. Location was off, too big, too much overhead, could never get to break even, right? There's a sweet spot that we had come up with in these small towns in Indiana that we knew could be successful. And so you just got to do the work to figure out what that is in your segment, and you can get to there, but you got to think through it, right? And that's what I'm trying to do with these videos, is to get you to think through these different verticals that you might be interested in. And because most people who've never been entrepreneurs get so excited about the idea, which is great, right? Because that's what's going to push you through, but they focus just on that, and because of lack of experience, don't do the work in figuring out the other stuff. So hopefully, with what I'm putting together here, and I can help you guys think through these different verticals that I've had experience with. At this point, I tell folks I've either started or invested in pretty much every in every vertical, and real estate's obviously my core and the big part of that, but other things, retail, product, Sushi Quick, that I invented years ago. So products development, software, we worked on an app at iUnit, so back end, front end, kind of a development experience there, kind of structuring that. So I kind of understand the pitfalls of all these different industries and plus and minuses, and can help steer you in the right direction. But at the end, it comes down to what you're interested in. Obviously, how good's the concept, the idea, testing that out, continue to test it out, grow from there, and hopefully you've got a business, at the end of the day. And I say hopefully because sometimes you can do all those things and it still doesn't happen, right? Four things, right? I did a video about this a couple months ago. 4 things for a business to take off, to be successful: idea, execution, luck, and timing. Idea, execution, luck, and timing, right? And I'd say 3 of those are definitely, you could make the argument all 4 in your control, because you can create your own luck by working hard, and it's going to figure it out. But idea that you come up with, execution is definitely something you control, right? Getting up in the morning, getting it done. Timing, you can somewhat control, right? If you can do the right kind of research in your market and really see where your concept is in the timing, you can somewhat control that. And then luck, you can create your own luck by working hard, but luck definitely also plays a big role into it. And sometimes you can have 0 luck and have a good idea, have executed the hell out of it, and your timing was half decent, but luck is off, and not have anything. Or you could have a lot of luck and your timing is great, the idea is so-so, and the execution is terrible. You're not going to have anything. So the older I've gotten as an entrepreneur, the more I've realized that those 4 things are really true, and I always come back to that. And so think through all that, and hopefully this video helped you get some thoughts together. Again, especially if you're looking to get into retail, be sure to comment, like, subscribe. That helps drive the message, helps others see this video that might be interested in retail, and helps them as well figure out if it's the right thing that they want to do, and potentially how to think through it. And through your comments, I'll be able to go down rabbit holes, and I'll do other videos as well about my experience with the fitness industry and things I learned there. I should do a video about the fitness industry as well. So this helps me give myself other ideas as well as I'm putting these videos together. So I appreciate it, and you guys have a great day. Talk to you soon. See you.